Hello, everybody. I'm Brian Burke, editor of Music and Sound Retailer Magazine, and I'm here with Martin Seidl from Austrian Audio. And it's great to meet you for the first time virtually. And Brian Bradley, who I've met a couple times, Group One. First of all, thank you guys for joining us. I know things are busy, but it's great to have you here. And yeah, we'll get to it in just 1 second here.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hello.
Yeah, let's start, Martin. Tell me a little about. I saw your background, but tell me a little about why you wanted to start this company. Give a little about your history and what Austrian Audio is all about.
Yeah, it's a question I get quite sometimes. How crazy is it in this world to create a new company doing microphones and headphones? But I think the history explains a lot. I mean, my background really is more than 25 years in the pro audio industry. And I've been with large corporations. And of course, there is a pretty well-known, let's say, microphone and headphone name that comes from Austria and has a heritage of 70 plus years. As things go, directions change, and so this group was more, going into, let's say, automotive direction, what the microphones depend, and the headquarters here in Vienna, where the whole R&D and whole development, product management, everything basically was based out of, was closed in 2017. I myself was 16 years with Harman, and so I knew the people, I knew, the whole R&D team, and it's a great team. It's really the heart and soul of this company, that there is a lot of knowledge and expertise. And so the idea came up, why don't we regroup with the same R&D team here in Vienna and form something new that should really, let's say, cling to the old heritage and all the expertise of analog and high-end brilliant acoustic, but combine it with a more modern approach, modern workflow. And that was the birth idea, really, of Austrian Audio in 2017.
Okay, great. Well, I hope to, when this pandemic's over, I hope to visit your beautiful city. I've heard so many things about it, and Vienna. I want to get there, and we're it's killing us that we can't go travel right now. So, but at least I could see you. And give me, you already have a flagship product, right? In fact, you've been already nominated for 2 years in a row for a music and sound award with us. So, I mean, that's pretty good here. So tell me about what it is and why it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, our flagship recording product really is a large condenser mic. And, that's why I say, we started from scratch. But I refer to Austrian Audio being a startup company with more than 350 years in experience. So that's rare. And what we started with really was to develop the new heart and soul of a microphone, what a microphone should be. And that's definitely the capsule. And after more than a year of development, this beautiful little thing was coming to light. And what is that? We all know this heritage sound of the 60s, 70s of a capsule. It reproduces this warmth, this very smooth high end without any coming harsh. So that was really the target, what we really tried to reproduce, but without using all these old procedures and materials. So this capsule, which is the heart of the 818, is a patented membrane, and the whole housing is made of ceramic. So what's the great thing about ceramic? It has this specific weight of the old brass capsules, but it's easier to manufacture. The quality can be granted continuously. And the other big advantage, it's a non-electric leading material, so it's an isolator. So all these electrical problems you had in these good old microphone times, they were or anything coming to it. So it's really, really leaning towards a traditional sound, but in a modern produced way. And the other thing is, And I'm not sure if I lost you because you're looking frozen.
Yeah, we were frozen there for a minute, but that's okay. Keep going.
So there you are again.
Yeah.
And the other great thing is, we thought, okay, what can you improve on a large diaphragm mic? Austrian Audio will not do Me Too products. And so, of course, we wanted to have this analog traditional sound. So it's a pure acoustic microphone using best materials in class, using, as we call it, open acoustic technology. So the largest possible cage. We have a diffuser inside the microphones above the electronics, so you don't even have reflections inside the microphone body. We absorb these to create the best possible free field acoustic, which is the most wanted acoustic. In best case, you don't have a housing, you would have the capsule only, but that's not possible. So, and then we created this 818 as a dual membrane microphone where you can, as usually, you can choose your patterns, polar patterns, in standard switches from a cardioid to an Omni to an 8. But then we thought there must be more. And we gave this microphone an extra output where you can record both capsules separately. Why would you do that? Because now in the mix down, so in the post-production, you could, after the event of the recording, decide, was this microphone more a cardioid or was it an Omni? Because you can mix now the two membranes in the post-production, something you would have decided before the recording because you switched the microphone to the pattern. If you have both patterns on your board, you can now, in the post-production, create the pattern after the event of the recording. And we created also a very, very smart plugin that works with all workstations that helps you using this opportunity. Plus, in addition, you can even, which is completely new, and a kind of, let's say, was a hoo effect. We gave it a Bluetooth input. So there's nothing digital in the microphone. There's nothing digital in the audio path, but you can plug in a a Bluetooth dongle, and then with an app, you can remote control the mic. So imagine you have a recording of an orchestra choir somewhere high up where the microphones are not really easy to reach. You can now switch the patterns from your mobile device. You can switch the attenuation pads. You can also apply the filters, and you even can you can create your own pattern and store it in the microphone. So even without the remote control, you can create an additional pattern that can be anywhere between hypercardioid, cardioid, because you can do it in 254 steps. So that's much more than the 4 switches you have on a usual selectable microphone. So these are what we refer to as a modern workflow. You sit in your studio, the creative process is happening in the recording room, and you don't have to go in and stop the creation and switch the microphone and then go back to your mixing position. You can really experiment from where you are, switching which pattern fits to the voice without even going into the recording room. So these little things, are really helping your workflow in recording. And apart from that, it's just a really great sounding microphone.
Okay, great. Thanks. Some great information. Before we're going to get to Bryan, we're going to get to him in a second. I feel bad. We got he woke up early for us, so I appreciate that, by the way.
It's no problem. This is about the product, not me. So keep going on that.
Well, I do want to ask you though, Martin, one more thing. It seems like look, we're going through a awful time globally, but it doesn't seem to be so bad though. Being in a pro audio product, I mean that seems to be a pretty good time, considering that people want to be at home, want to be working with these products, want to be home recording, want to be using microphones. So have you seen that? I mean, have things been pretty solid for your business lately?
Yeah, they've been pretty solid. I must admit, of course, as we are doing headphones, there was even a bigger boost in the headphone business because, a lot of people working from home, even utilizing headphones or isolating themselves, and especially home recording. Even artists that probably didn't do that much home recording before bought into some equipment, and headphones was really a hype, and we struggled to make enough. Ask Bryan, he was pretty unhappy with our shipping situation at some points. With the microphones, yes, of course, but I have to say that Austrian audio mics are not really made for direct USB plug-in, so it's not for the very low end of, let's say, home recording. It's when you have some environment at home, when you have a sound card, then of course you can work with a proper microphone and doing home recordings. And we could see that, I mean, we are a pretty young company, and despite the crisis, we had every single month in 2020 a record sales month in microphones. So
Wow.
Steadily grown. Probably it would have grown bigger without the crisis, because of course what we are missing is the usage in live situations. So because these mics would go on overheads, on brass, on more professional productions, live productions, and of course this did not happen. But the good side, this will happen, and so there is a lot of more room to grow.
Well, certainly, when we're past this pandemic, which I hope is by the end of this year, the live music is, it's just my opinion, but I think live music is going to explode. I mean, I've been itching for months, just myself, to see a live performance. And, let's face it, I don't want to bash it, but Zoom performances are not really that fantastic. So it's, seeing something in person is so much better. I mean, it's just, and when you could hear the actual equipment that they're using is such as yours. So I think it's just going to be, people are going to be running out to see live performances once they're able to do it. So I think you'll be fine there in the future. But yeah, Bryan, I do want to, of course, bring you in here. You have had a storied MI career. So if you give us a little about your background, and then how you, and your current company, of course, and then how you met up with Martin, and how you've made that connection.
Well, I've known Martin a long time. As Martin mentioned, I also was heavily involved in an Austrian microphone company that was around for 70 years. And at one point, I was overseeing that for Harman, and actually was then part of the strategy that had to move that operation out of Vienna. So known the company and all the people a really long time. When I left Harman, and sorry about that, somebody in my house I think is trying to use the printer here, and it's going nuts. Anyway, so when I left Harman and went to Group One, and as you know, we have a strategy very heavily focused on European brands and distributing those brands in the United States. Martin's company, Austrian Audio, was a pretty early target for us. We knew the product and the people well, and so it was very fortunate that we were able to come together. I think we got really lucky with the timing, because just before COVID hit at NAMM, actually, a year ago, we had our first sort of discussions around it, and got far enough along before everything went crazy to kind of get a deal done. And it's been great. We really have a lot of high hopes for this brand, and it's already going very well for us. It's incredibly well built product, and I think their roadmap, as they start to unveil that to the world, is going to really impress a lot of people.
Okay, great. And what are can you outline, without specifics, can you outline some goals that you have, some goals to really grow this brand in the US? What you set out?
Yeah, actually, so you kind of hinted on it earlier, Bryan. Look, in the market today, one of the positives of the pandemic has been obviously building home recording, right? People have a lot more time at home. There's a lot more interest in doing that. And so those types of products have done really well, not just microphones, but across the board. However, on the flip side to that, you have a live business and a broadcast business, both of which are markets that Austrian Audio has created and is creating more products for, that really are an opportunity for us. Now, unfortunately, today those times are pretty slow, but we're doing all the groundwork now to position ourselves to really take advantage of those markets with both headphones and microphone product with Austrian Audio as soon as it starts to open up. We're everyone's just sort of waiting on when can concerts happen again? When are we going to get back to really broadcasting live sporting events and productions, with actual crowd noise that needs to be captured and all of those kind of things. So that's where we see the big opportunity. And one of the reasons why we thought partnering with Austrian Audio would be such a great idea, because with our Digico, Calrec, SSL, and other brands, we have pretty good finger holds in those markets.
Okay, very good. And on it sounds great. On a marketing end, how do you handle promoting the product here in the US? It's a different environment now. I mean, of course, obviously an interview like this can help, but what else do you do to get the name out there, to get Austrian Audio's name? I guess we do have a virtual show. I guess that can make some inroads, but it's not the same as an in-person show. So how do you, when you don't have that same sort of avenue, how do you get the name out there that Austrian Audio is this great brand like you're talking about? Well, how do you get the retailers to know? How do you get the general public to know about the products?
Well, I think Austrian Audio actually themselves do a fantastic job on the marketing and messaging end, especially with social media. And really for us, all we have to do is amplify that message, right? Their brand is strong. Martin and his team do a fantastic job telling the story and putting that out there. So all we really have to do is repeat it. And in terms of outlets, man, that's kind of a throw it against the wall thing right now. We have every other week we have these marketing meetings, Austrian Audio, us, some US PR firms trying to tell the story of the wins that happen as they do. We're really trying to get product in people's hands. So, another positive, if you want to call it that, of the pandemic is with all this downtime, front of house engineers, A1s, they have some time to really kick the tires on some product. So if we can get them at their hands, they in the old days are so busy, maybe they can check a product out on a weekend or whatever, but now they've got that time to really kind of kick the tires, and that's an easy win for us, because Austrian Audio product is so strong that every time we put it in somebody's hands, it's a sale pretty much. So in fact, I was just before this call, I have 3 different requests for Austrian Audio product, both headphones and microphones, from people, actually all 3 in the broadcast environment right now, that we're in the process of sending sample product out to.
Wow,
I like to hear that.
He's happy.
And
now, Martin, if you could just ship it all, I know it's a difficult problem, but I could use a lot more of it.
Yeah, we are working 24/7 for you, bro.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's great. And I probably wanted to add, we were pretty lucky that just before the lockdown period, NAMM in 2020, we had the chance to be first time ever with our brand at the NAMM show with our own booth. So we were lucky to at least for one time had a presence there, and a lot of people really attending and were passing by a booth, and we had, of course, retailers and sound engineers and broadcasters coming by. So I mean, the lucky piece in this whole unlucky situation was, at least for this one time before the lockdown, we had a chance to be present at last NAMM show 2020. I think that got us started a little bit as well. And then, of course, Bryan and his team, I mean, they rock. They just spread the message everywhere, and it's fantastic to work with these people who know the industry, the local industry so well. It's as an Austrian or as a European brand, it's sometimes, of course, you have an idea of where to go, what to work, and whom to work with, but to have professionals, like the G1 team, and inroad with the accompanying brands they have, it's just a fantastic relation we have with them, and so we are happy to be there.
Yeah, and Bryan, one other thing I'd like to mention, the in terms of getting that message out with your question, the retailers are actually really good at it. So we've done a lot of partnering with them too, to use their channels and their mechanisms to talk to their customers. I find it from the big guys all the way down to independents in the MI business. Most of those retailers are very good at developing a relationship with their customers. And so whichever way they find is most successful to communicate those customers, we like to partner with them in that. I think it's one of the most effective ways to get the message out.
Yeah, absolutely. I did want to ask you, since I'm talking to you at a time when I believe in Music Week, did you set on any, I mean, how did you handle that? I mean, did you set any goals that you wanted to get done for that a specific time period or that show, or you just kind of say it's a virtual show and, you know, we're hoping to get whatever we can get?
Martin, you want me to take that one, or you want to go with your side?
Oh, you start.
Okay. I mean, so our opinion really is, and I've said this before, I believe that NAMM plays a critical role in our industry. And I liken it to the town square of a small town where everybody gets together and exchanges ideas and things like that. So we, in several of our brands, in fact, in all of our brands that are appropriate, are participating in Believe in Music Week with virtual stands, the live streaming events, all of those things. I would say, from my personal opinion, we're doing that because we believe in NAMM, and so we will always support NAMM. As to its effectiveness as a tool, I don't think it's as effective as a regular show. It just can't be. It's very difficult to build relationships virtually and online, and that's, to me, what NAMM is really about, building those relationships. But it's a pandemic, and this is what we can do. So if it's what we can do, and it's what NAMM's going to try and do to keep it going, then we will support it. But because of that, we didn't really set sales targets around it or anything like that. We're not really holding it to a strict ROI like we would other events and shows to determine spend. We're just kind of treating this like we're supporting the show, and hopefully next year it's back to live, and we'll just pick up where we left off.
Yeah, and I can echo that. You know, it's for us, you know, being in this industry and being with other companies, you know, it was always NAMM, the big thing happening every year, and to build up new relationships. And for us, you know, it was also great last year to start in America with the NAMM show, and just in our second year where we started to sell products. And of course, you know, in Europe, we were lucky that the show in Europe did still take place, and that the NAMM took place. And we believe that NAMM is the most critical show for us to build relationships and to you know, introduce products. I mean, we had a lot of plans, to be honest, to introduce new products, to show our roadmap to our, you know, partners, dealers, friends over there in America. And of course, we will utilize the virtual show to tease a little bit and show a little bit. But it's not the same thing, you know. If you can present live, put a new product into the hands of a guy or a girl who really understands, feels, touches, smells what it can do, that's simply different than to play a video. I mean, we spent some money of what we probably would have spent in building a large booth. We spent money in creating videos, of course, but it's as good as it can be, but it's never the same as being live there. So we will support NAMM, and NAMM supported us, and I think that's for us a great relationship. And I really hope to be there next year again, you know, with a nice booth. And yeah, I don't know when travel will start again. I'm a little bit skeptical that it really will be before summer, as some people hope. But next year, for sure, there will be the family coming together again, I guess.
I will say, Bryan, that, fortunately, I live in Los Angeles, and not that far from where the NAMM show is typically held. And so there's actually, and I won't throw anybody under the bus or name names, but there's actually a group of us that are going to go have dinner at Morton's next to the convention center later this week, just as they're open, eating outside, just a few of us, industry people, and we're just going to have a little toast and NAMM remembrance dinner, on the down low, and as an homage to the show, and hopefully it'll be back next year.
Well, now you put that information out there.
I'll admit I'm doing it, but I don't know anybody else in their masks. I'm not saying who else is going to be there.
No, that's a cool idea, and yeah, I mean, no doubt. Look, NAMM is doing everything they can. I mean, there's no question. They're trying to do everything they possibly can to make it as great an event as they can during these circumstances. I mean, I can't believe it was a year ago that we were just hanging out there all together, no thinking about masks or social distancing. It's amazing. I was just a year ago. I mean, if I had known, I would have had more fun.
Right.
I was our last stand, but we didn't know at the time. But, yeah, it's. I think next year we should be back. I mean, I'm hoping. You're right. Next January is looking positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I said, thanks guys for everything. I mean, I guess just finish it off, Martin, with you mentioned that you're going to have some new things coming out. Can you give us any idea what might be coming out and what the future looks like for the company? I mean, what are you how are you looking to grow the company? How might it look a few years?
Well, I must say, the company did grow steadily, but at a reasonable ratio, and it will continue doing that. I can give you that much that so far there are basically 4 products out of the market. It's the OC818, the OC18, and there is headphones, the HX50 and the HX55, both professional headphones, over ear and on ear. And there are some accessories like the Bluetooth dongle with it and some other stuff. 2021 honestly will be a big year for us, because also due to some lockdown and some reduced opportunities in the company, because we had to separate as well. Social distancing in the laboratory, social distancing in the manufacturing. We have to do shifts. For example, we can't have more than one person in the laboratory, in the measurement room, in a quick chamber. So that slowed us down a little bit with the new products. This is the downside. On the other side, the upside of this coin is there will be approx 12 new products coming in 2021 from Austrian Audio. So that's really, really a big bag. And that's a lot of products. And it will be microphones, it will be headphones. It will be definitely, as Bryan mentioned before, I would say suitable accompanying products for the live and event market, and also very, very smart headphones coming to market in 2021. So we are very, very positive that 21 will be a significant growth year. We even dare to say we'll double the numbers from 20 to 21. Don't we, Bryan?
High goal.
Martin, this is the only time in my entire career I have probably said this, but I think you're right. I will actually sign up to double that business in a year, because I actually believe that. It's the product is that strong. The number of retailers that have figured it out and are signing up for it is growing steadily. It's a great brand as a retailer to sort of have in your high-end arsenal. And it's unique and sort of helps establish you as a smart retailer that finds new, exciting stuff. And so, we're just trying to get that message out. And I actually will sign up for doubling the number. That's not a problem.
Okay, great, guys. Well, thank you. Before I let you go, is there anything else you want to, and congratulations on the success, but is there anything else you'd like to add? Any other information?
Well, just saying really thank you to all the people who trust in us so far and who gave us the opportunity. You know, there are a lot of people over there in America who gave us the chance, tested us, a lot of producers using it, and even, you know, making a lot of nice statements. I'm very, very happy, and needs to be said that we are what do you say? We are for the Tech Awards, we have 2 products in the place. So both the 818 and the HiX 55 are nominated. That was the word I was looking for. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we have 2 nominations, 2 nominees for the Tech Awards. That's a great achievement, you know, after such a short time. And again, we are already grateful for being nominated for these awards. And I just wanted to thank all the people out there who trust in us, who believe in us, and to make nice statements about us. Keep doing that, please. And I promise we will come up with great products that will support that.
Well, thank you guys. I want to thank Martin Seidl and Bryan Bradley. I think you guys are what about 9 hours in time difference. So I appreciate only on tech allows us to do that you could join us from Austria and California at the same time, which is unbelievable. And Bryan, I probably would recommend like a 6-ounce porterhouse, the lobster tail, and the key lime pie. You know, that's what I get.
It's a good call. The lobster mac and cheese, and you know, there's a martini. You know, I trust me. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it, and best of luck. Sounds like 2021 is going to be great for the company.
Awesome. Thanks, Bryan.
Thanks for the invitation. Thank you.